Welcome into the Arrowhead Addict podcast. I am Matt Verderame, and this is Film Friday. And today we are going to take a look at a play from the Chiefs' 27-24 win over the Denver Broncos in Week 17. And it is a 38-yard pass from Patrick Mahomes to Kadarius Toney. Toney had a really uneven game. A couple of really nice catches, played very well as a receiver, but he also did fumble a punt. That's obviously something that has to get cleaned up, not just by him, but by the special teams as a whole. But we're going to look at one of his highlights. I would argue his biggest highlight of the afternoon. And it came in the second quarter on a drive that ultimately ended in Patrick Mahomes throwing an interception. But at this point, the Chiefs are leading. They already have a touchdown on the board early in the second quarter, and they're just starting this march. And when you look at the field here, what you'll see is the Chiefs are in 11 personnel. So they've got 3 wide receivers, they have a back, and they have a tight end. Now, it's an interesting formation, though. The Chiefs, Mahomes is in the gun, but it is a 2-back look. On the left-hand side of Mahomes is Jerick McKinnon. On the right-hand side of Mahomes is Kadarius Toney. Kelsey's up top, and then on the bottom of the screen, Juju and Marquez Valdes-Scantling. The Broncos, in their initial look that you see here, they're showing a quarters look. They're in nickel. You see at 5 men at the line of scrimmage, they're threatening the blitz. They're trying to get the Chiefs to block everybody one-on-one. It's a standard look, but Denver does a nice job of disguising here. And I think based on the way Mahomes reacts, he might have been a little bit confused at the start of the play, and it led to a little improvisation. So we're going to get into all that here as we roll along. But what I want you to watch is Toney, who, again, to the right of Mahomes in the backfield, he's going to run a wheel route, essentially, and then it turns into somewhat of a 9 route as he just goes down the right sideline. He's going to be guarded by Justin Simmons, who right now looks like a deep safety for the Broncos. He's standing at about the 49-yard line of Denver. So we're going to roll the play here. And what you're going to notice at the snap as we start it, okay, so Mahomes starts to drop. You can see the rotation of Denver secondary. Simmons comes flying down toward Travis Kelce. Okay, he's at about the Chiefs 47 at the moment. The rest of the Broncos, you start to see that single high safety rotation up top. The bottom corner, he's getting some depth opposite of MVS. Okay, he's got that area of the field. McKinnon's going to go into the flat. He's going to occupy the backer. And so the Broncos essentially here covering with 7. They're only rushing 4. But they're playing a zone defense. Okay, so they gave you the 2 high look. Now they're giving Mahomes the 1 high look. Now we'll run it a little bit more as he gets to the top of his drop right here. Okay, you see what he's looking at. Now notice Kadarius Toney. Toney is going into a full sprint at the 40-yard line. Okay, he's now going to head up the sideline. Kelce and Simmons actually collide a little bit as Kelsey's getting into his route. Smith-Schuster sitting down in the middle of the field. There are 3 Broncos right around him. MVS is driving, doing a nice job on his route, driving the corner off before he ends up sitting down. Then McKinnon again leaking into the flat. Now Mahomes has great protection here. Great protection. Nobody within 5 yards of him. And so if you're him, you're looking at Smith-Schuster and say, okay, he's covered. Kelce is literally in hand-to-hand combat right now with Justin Simmons. And then you have the backside of the play with MVS. But you watch Toney. So Toney is going to take off up the sideline, and Simmons is going to pick him up and carry. Okay? So as we run this a little bit more, Mahomes is going to step up into the pocket and then get right to where he's about to throw the ball. Now, he steps up and then he steps out a little bit. I think that's to get a little more velocity on the throw. The pocket was fine. Protection was good. Protection held up. You see everybody else covered here. I mean, the Broncos, really, to their credit, do a nice job. Deep safety is as deep as you could ask them to be. He's at the 35-yard line. But Mahomes trusts Toney one-on-one against Simmons, who is a safety, but a Pro Bowl safety. Very good player. Mahomes is trusting him to make this play. Feels confident about it. He's going to give him a shot. All right? And I think that speaks to something with Mahomes. We all know over the years, you've got to earn his trust. He's not always just going to throw that ball up there, but he's done this a few times now, Toney. Specifically, he did it in the Jacksonville game. He's willing to give him a chance on 50-50 balls. And to be fair, Toney has really rewarded him with some great catches. And what you're going to see here is Toney's going to end up coming up, kind of stopping or fading back to the ball. Simmons continues to run and loses his balance. And as we run it a little bit more, okay, watch. See, there's the catch point by Toney. Simmons couldn't put on the brakes. Now the deep safety is going to come over. What I want to point out here, this is a great play. If Toney falls over right here, it's a great play for the Chiefs. It's about a 30-yard gain. I want you to watch now as we run through the rest of the play. Just watch Toney's elusiveness here. He's dead to rights, gets away from a tackle, gets away from another tackle, drives for more yardage. He picked up an extra 10 yards there. A really, really nice job by Kadarius Toney. Also notice who is downfield with him? Juju Smith-Schuster, who came all the way down to try to help to push him a few more yards after sitting down on his route 25 yards up the field. That's winning football. It's winning football by Mahomes, identifying one-on-one coverage with a receiver he trusts and giving him a chance. It's winning football by Toney making a really nice adjustment and then fighting for extra yards. And it's winning football by Juju Smith-Schuster being all the way down the field, trying to help his guy get a little bit further down. Well done by the Chiefs. It's a 38-yard gain. Kansas City ended up winning the game, of course, and now getting ready for the regular season finale before the playoffs begin, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.